I recently joined a webinar where I joined in 5 minutes before the host. And when the host joined in right on time, we were asked to wait for another 5 minutes so that everybody else could join in. After those 5 minutes, the trainer still hadn't joined the meeting, and that's why we were asked to wait for 5 more minutes. Have you been through such a situation? You understand how frustrating that is. Hi everybody, my name is Suman and I am passionate about making you a confident communicator and an effective presenter. Everything is virtual now, and the only way you can hold the attention of people is by speaking to them and making sure that they're welcome, especially if you are the host of a webinar. The first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes, when you're waiting for everybody to join in, there's nothing wrong in doing that. But what you do with those critical 10 minutes really decide how people are going to look at you at the end of the presentation, or even if people are going to stick around till the end, which I didn't, by the way. It's important that you use those 5 minutes to connect with your audience, understand where they are from, and how can you cater to what they have come in here for. Even if you're hosting a free webinar, remember, people are investing their time in coming and listening to you. A lot of times they might be in a country where it's actually midnight, okay? Your personal brand brought them to your webinar. It is your job that they go back satisfied and talk nice things about you. So what is it that you can do in those initial 5 minutes? First of all, welcome everybody. Greet them. Even if you're waiting for other people, welcome whoever's there and say, we will keep adding more and more people, but I'm so glad that you all joined in on time, and I really want to acknowledge and appreciate that fact. Use their names. If someone says hi, someone says hello, look at the chat, use their names. Ask them where they are from. That's a great, way to keep their fingers active. Tell them, please put the name of the place where you're from. You can ask them what is it that they do. So you get to understand, are they entrepreneurs, are they professionals, are they from your country, from another country? Another important use of this initial time in a webinar is to ask them what brought them to your webinar, what made them sign up with you in the first place. This is a fantastic way to indirectly do expectation management from the group that has turned up. And if you're not going to talk about something that somebody expects, if you're not going to cover something that an expectation tells you, you can right away address that on camera, or just, message them privately and tell them that I'm sorry, in today's webinar, we may not really have time for what you're mentioning, but I'm going to cover the rest of it that I promised. So that way you set the expectation straight, and even if, someone doesn't want to stick around because you're not going to cover maybe something that they expect, they're free to log off. At least you're not going to waste 30, 60, maybe 120 minutes of their time, and they're going to go back and say, okay, what I wanted wasn't really covered, so I'm not really happy. So that's a great way to make sure that, you proactively maintain expectations and ensure everybody's getting what they want and they're happy at the end of your presentation. So the first 5 minutes of a webinar is absolutely important, and you as a host, as a trainer, even if someone else, has logged in from your team, it's important that they keep the conversation going. If people have logged in on time, please appreciate that, respect their time, and make sure that you're personally there to greet them, talk to them, engage in a conversation, and find out what's up with them, especially with the pandemic and work from home. You can generally talk about so many different things instead of letting a dead radio silence be there and say, we are waiting for other people. Sorry you turned up early, so now you're just going to be there twiddling your thumbs and I really have nothing to tell you. I think that is one of the worst ways to start a webinar and put people off. What has been your general experience when you host webinars? What are the kind of questions that you ask your people? And what are the kind of responses that you get? Are there any secrets that you'd like to share with the rest of us so that we can make our webinars more exciting in the future?